What if it's not what you think it is? Now hear me out. You're gonna be like, what do you mean, what if it's not what I think it is? It's not. Like, literally ask yourself that question. What if it's not what you think it is, right? A lot of times we have thousands of thoughts. A lot of times we actually have thoughts all the time, right? Literally all day, every single day, we probably have thousands and thousands of thoughts all the time. All these thoughts come from our subconscious and some from our conscious, from all these things that have happened in our entire lives, and things that happen in the morning, at night, an hour ago, 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, the things that you want to happen, etc. We're literally having thousands of thoughts all the time. I'm asking you guys, and I'm telling you guys, like, what if it's not what you actually think it is? What if it just isn't, right? What if all the fears that you have, what if all the scarcity that you have, what if all the belief systems that you have, what if they're not even real? What if they're not even true? What would be different in your life? What would change at a bigger level if it actually wasn't what you thought it was? What different steps would you take towards that thought if it actually wasn't what you thought it was? Let's say, for example, you're like, you know what? Somebody invites you. So you know what? Let's say, for example, somebody tells you, like, hey, let's go work out. We're going to go hike this mountain down the street, or this, little hill over here. Let's go for a hike. It's not anything crazy. It's like a 5-mile hike, but it's actually a pretty easy one. And then right away you start going like, oh no, definitely not. Like, this guy's trying to kill me. My friend's trying to force me into something that might not actually be as easy as I think it is, but they're making it sound like it's easy. Like, I haven't ran in such a long time. The elevation is going to get to me, but what about the heat? I don't have the proper running shoes. I haven't ran in a long time. I haven't worked out. Like, I'm out of shape. I'm eating like crap. I didn't sleep enough. You're thinking about all these different things, right? What if it's not what you actually think it is? What if what if this hike is actually not as difficult as you think it is, right? What if it is a lot easier than even you imagine? What if you are getting caught up in other things that don't even matter? What if you could just actually do the hike, right? What if you just agreed to do that because you wanted to make a difference in your life and make a change, and actually just do it and do different versus getting caught up in all the thinking? That might be a really dumb example, and that might be a very simplified example, but honestly, think about it, right? If we go into such deep thought and even resentment and disbelief in ourselves with something as simple as going to a hike, what other things and what other thoughts are we creating that might not even be real? One of the things that I mentioned once, I think I've mentioned this in the past, and I've told this to a lot of people, is like, I used to believe that I was not a morning person. I literally would tell everybody and anybody, like, I'm not a morning person. I'm not a morning person. I wake up at 8 a.m. every single day, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Eventually, I kind of adjusted when I had kids, because I would take them to school. But even then, I would constantly drag myself. I would constantly complain. I would constantly be in like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, my brain hurts, my head hurts, like, it's too early for me, I'm 5 hours of sleep. I had all these crazy thoughts as to like why I couldn't do it, right? And I was just caught up in it. Like, I was so caught up in it for years, up until maybe 6 months ago, maybe 8, maybe 10. I started waking up earlier than I ever have in my entire life, and not only wake up early one time, but consistently wake up at 5 in the morning every single day for probably, it's been like maybe 5 or 6 months. Think about that. I've been waking up now at 5 a.m. for about 5 or 6 straight months, whether it's 5:05, 5:15, 4:50, 5 a.m. When my entire life, I am 37 years old, I said, I cannot wake up that early. I am not a morning person. And I've gotten to the point now where I can consistently wake up at that time. I might be tired some days. I might not want to get up some days. I might be brain foggy one day. I might have a headache one day, but I get up every single day, right? And it's not about why I'm getting up. This is not about that, or why did I decide to change? Why did I do that identity shift? It's not about that right now. What it is about the fact that I believe to my core, like, right, these are the thoughts that I had, that I was not a morning person, because I function better at night, because my brain feels like it wakes up at midnight, because I become more productive, from 8 p.m. to midnight, because there's less people that are distracting me to be able to work. Those are the things that I thought why I was not a morning person. I thought I was a night owl. But what if it's not what I really thought that it was? What if somebody would have told me that years ago? And somebody probably did, but honestly, I probably ignored them. Like, I straight up just ignored them, because I was like, no, there's no way. Well, I don't want to change anything. Like, I'm good. What do I know now today? What do I know today to be true? And this now might be 100%, because I still don't quite know. But what I believe today is the truth, is that I was not a morning person because I was undisciplined and unwilling to fall asleep early. I would get distracted. I would want to watch TV. I would get into my comfort zone and start eating things way late at night. I would do all these things, right? I would go out and drink maybe. I would do all these things that would keep me away from actually falling asleep. Those are the reasons why I was not a morning person. Not because I couldn't get up, but because I'm tired. The real reason was because I was going to sleep late. The real reason why I was going to sleep late is because I was wired to the core at that time because I was maybe taking too much caffeine late in the day. I was out partying. Maybe the reason why I can focus at night was because nobody else is there. But why wouldn't I be able to focus when there are people around? Why shouldn't I be able to focus in the middle of the day? It's not because I'm not a day person. It's simply because I just don't focus and I can't focus and I'm undisciplined. That is what I could not see before. And so now I ask you guys, what do you see and what have you not been able to see that you can question today? That what if what you're actually thinking is not what it actually is? What if it's not what we thought it was? Ask yourself that question in everything that you do and watch your life change. It'll change for the better because you will be able to see things that you couldn't quite see before. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in 10 minutes. Maybe it will. Maybe some things will. But if you dig deep enough and you continue asking these questions and things that you might not even think are a thing, you'd be surprised how many things come up throughout the day, days later, weeks later, months later, as you continue digging even into the things that you never thought were an issue. And so I will leave you guys off with that. I'm going to go off for a run. Now I'm wondering, what else am I still missing? What am I still not hearing? Catch you guys later.